Hello, my YouTube friends. This is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Sunday, August 29th, I believe. Yep, at approximately 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, as I said, and this is my channel where I talk about cross-stitching and other crafts, ghost hunting, and other hobbies that I enjoy. So, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I've had a few new subscribers recently, so hopefully you'll find something here on my channel that you'll like and that will that will bring you back later to continue watching. If you're new, I encourage you to take a look around and possibly watch a few more videos and click the subscription button down below to subscribe to my channel, and also click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new content. Most recently I've been uploading new content about every 2 weeks or so, give or take, depending on life and what's happening. You can probably hear my husband mixing up treats for our cats and our dog upstairs. He's upstairs. I'm in my basement. Just kind of a little overview. This is our living space. My husband and I live here in Columbus with my mom. We moved my mom here from California to Ohio at the end of 2019. My stepdad passed away in June of 2019, and I was out there with mom when he passed. I had spent a couple of months out there working remotely and helping mom to prepare to bring him home under hospice care, and he just never came home. So at the end of 2019, mom sold her house out in California and moved to Ohio. Since I'm an only child, it would be up to me to kind of drop everything and go out there and help her if something were to happen, and well, something did. So my husband and I went out back in November 2019, packed my mom's house up. We got a moving van, and mom and I drove from California back to Ohio with all her stuff. And the house that my husband and I lived in at the time and owned was too small for 3 adults. So mom decided, well, we all decided, all 3 of us decided that it would be easier to buy a house now together that all of us could live in together, rather than to buy mom a house separately from us and then in 5 or 10 years have to move in together or find another place for her to live. It would just be easier for all of us to live together now than to try and find a place, you know, when her health declines enough that she needs more assistance. So we started the house hunting at the end of 2019 and early 2020. Right before the pandemic, we bought a house together. Well, mom bought the house for us to live in, and my husband and I, we live in the basement. The basement section is our living space, and it's finished down here, so it's pretty nice for us down here. It's kind of our little secret getaway. And mom has the entire, basically the entire upstairs. We share a sunroom, a living room, a kitchen, a dining room. Dylan and I have our own bathroom. Mom has her own bedroom with her own bathroom. And there's 2 additional bedrooms upstairs. One's a craft room for mom and I, and the other is a guest bedroom. So we've been living here. We moved in a year ago in April. So April 2020 is when we moved in after during the pandemic, the start of the pandemic. And so we've been here since a year ago, April. Middle of the rise of the pandemic, we started here. I went working from home in March of 2020, March 17th or 18th, basically on my birthday. This is when everything shut down too, on my birthday last year. But I've been working from home. We went in for the first time since March of last year in July. We're on a 1 week in the office, 3 weeks out of the office. I am on the 3rd week rotation, so I go in the 3rd week of the month to the office for the week. But anyway, so if you're a returning watcher, sorry about the long intro. Hope you didn't mind that. But if you're a returning watcher, thank you for coming back. Hopefully you'll find something new in this video that you like. and that you can use, and maybe I might have enabled you to expand your little horizon. And if you're a subscriber, thank you very much for subscribing, and welcome. Welcome back. It's good to see friends. I'm just so glad that, you know, even here in Ohio, the cases are going up. We hit 5,000 new cases twice this week. It's a lot. The Delta variant is no joke, you guys. I'm looking to get my third shot sometime at the end of November. My primary care doctor has basically told me that she will administer it for me the end of November, beginning of December, because that's kind of when the 8 months will be up after my second shot. So I am getting the I will be getting a third booster shot very soon, because technically with my health issues, I'm technically considered high risk. So yes, I will be getting a third booster shot. If I could get it sooner, I would. But you know, hey, November's a good date or good time to shoot for. So I've been staying relatively healthy. Everything else is going good, and hopefully, again, you'll find something here on the channel that you like on this video. A little bit about that. Thank you for listening to my stitchy up, or like life update. Sorry about that. Did you notice anything new? Did you notice anything new? Did you notice that something's missing? I no longer have to have a paper clip here in my glasses holding them together, you guys. These are new glasses. I just got these this last week. Picked them up on Friday. I had my eye appointment 2 weeks ago. A little story about that. It's kind of funny. I went to, you know, I had my eye doctor appointment 2 weeks ago Monday. Went in there, got fitted for glasses, picked out the glass frames and everything. They called me up on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. Maybe it was Friday. Thursday or Friday. And said the glasses were in. So I show up, and they brought out the glasses, and they took them out of the case. And I'm looking at them. Those aren't the frames that I picked out. And they're looking at me, and they're like, okay, the serial number on the frames match the serial number we put in the system. I was like, well, let me go pick out the glass frames that I actually wanted to get, which were these. So I brought the glass frames that I wanted to get, these ones, over. She's looking at the sticker, because you know they put stickers on them with the barcodes. She's looking at the sticker that happened to be covering up the actual serial number on it. She's looking at the sticker. The sticker has the same code that they put in their system. That code matches the frames that they made for me, which weren't these. So she took them to the back to have somebody else look at them. They pulled the sticker off and realized that the sticker was put on the wrong set of frames. So they had to remake them. They had to remake my glasses. So I actually ended up picking them up. I got another notification on Tuesday that my glasses were ready. So I was like, okay. Went there on Tuesday this past week, and they're like, why are you here? Because I got another notification that my glasses were ready. Yeah, we don't have your glasses yet. Let me check on something. Oh, they forgot to cancel the notification from the original order that was incorrect. So I got a second notification that my glasses were ready based on the original order. So yeah, I went in on Friday, picked up my glasses. Thursday, I went on Thursday, picked up my glasses. These ones. And, you know, it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I went to pick them up. Came back home, finished my work day with the glasses on. And it gave me a little bit of a headache, because these glasses are slightly stronger than my old ones. Alright, you guys, so thank you for listening. Apologize for all the little life updates. But yes, I did get new glasses, and they are working out really nice. Alright, so In this video, I have some new events and news to talk about, stitchy news. Probably want to, I'm going to talk about a couple of new trends of mine, or best new things for me. My glasses, best new thing. I'm going to share some haul. I have some haul. Share some haul with you. I'm going to talk about some updates that I've had since my last video 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to talk about September plans and some plans going forward coming up here. So, that being said, I have my typical list of stuff to talk to you about here. It's kind of down this way from me, so you'll probably see me looking down a little bit. Yes, I might have also colored my hair. My hair's purple again. I kind of really like purple. So, yeah. All right. So, for new events and news. So, StitchCon 2022. StitchCon 2022 is coming up next June. It's either weekend of June 9th through 12th or June 16th through 19th. There's 2 weekends again next year like there was this year. They've restarted the wait list, or they're restarting completely the wait list for StitchCon. StitchCon is the stitching retreat hosted by Keepsakes down in Cincinnati, Ohio. Keepsakes is a cross-stitch store, a local needlework shop, as you will, that decided about 3 or 4 years ago that it would be a good idea to come up with a stitching retreat that is based, or that it welcomes FlossTubers and those fans that watch FlossTube channels. This is a FlossTube channel. That's the name of it. FlossTube, if you're not sure what it is, FlossTube is a subset of YouTube where creators of the videos talk about cross-stitching. So that is why it's called FlossTube. Floss is, embroidery floss is what we use to stitch with. So Keepsakes decided it might be kind of fun to create a small stitching retreat. They didn't know how popular it was going to be, but they decided to create a small stitching retreat to bring FlossTubers and their fans together. So it's a big hit. It was a really big hit. Waitlist out the wazoo. So last year's StitchCon, for obvious reasons, was canceled. And this year, to alleviate some of the frustration, they decided to make it 2 smaller weekends. They invited about 400 people to the biggest StitchCon event in 2018 and 2019, I believe. And they were going to do the same in 2020. But this year, they split it up, I think, into 2 weekends of 300 stitchers each, and you had to choose which weekend you were going to come to. So they decided that next year, they were going to host StitchCon the same way and do 2 weekends. So it's June 9th through 12th and June 16th through 19th, 2022. It is down in the Cincinnati area. You can go to the StitchCon website or call Keepsakes, or if you follow Pam and Steph on Just Keep Stitching here on YouTube, they can get you the information, or call Keepsakes Needlework Shop. And there is a StitchCon website. I believe it's stitchcon.com. I could be wrong about that. I will try and remember to put the information down in the description box below. But this year they're doing something different. They've completely wiped clean the wait list. So if you were on the wait list for 2018, 2019, 2020, or this year, you're going to need to sign up again because they're completely wiping clean the wait list. So on September 1st, the wait list opens at noon Eastern time. And you can find that link on the StitchCon website. The wait list opens at noon Eastern on September 1st. So the invoices, the first round of invoices, go out October 6th. So you have like a month to get yourself on with the wait list. So when you go to sign up on the wait list, you'll have to pick which weekend you're going to. Or if it doesn't matter, you can select either or both. But you can only attend one weekend. So they're opening it up. They're opening the wait list up, and they'll send out invoices October 6th, pardon me, and everything like that. So that is for StitchCon 2022 in June. They'll have 600 spots total, 300 each weekend. So get on the wait list if you're interested. I have been invoiced. I was invoiced in 2018, 2019, and 2020, but I didn't get to go. So anyway, Steel City Stitchers, they have a retreat coming up that they announced in July. They announced they were opening up a registration for it, and invoices were sent out like a week or two ago. Mom and I were far enough down on the wait list that we did not get invoiced this round. The first set of invoices are due to be paid September 1st, so after September 1st they will start sending out more invoices to people. The Steel City Stitchers Retreat happens in February next year, 2022, and it's in the Pittsburgh area of Pennsylvania. So if you follow Steel City Stitchers here on YouTube, you can go to their number 82 video, I believe, is what where they gave you the information on how to sign up for it. But get on the wait list and see. You just may be invoiced. You may get lucky. But they've had a phenomenal response for it, so we'll see how that goes. Found out last week about another stitching retreat that's happening about an hour west here in Columbus at Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's called Stitching in the Springs Retreat. It's at the Mills Park Hotel in Yellow Springs, Ohio. It's happening December 3rd, 4th, and 5th of 2021. It's hosted by Valkyrie Stitchworks. And again, I will try and put the information for the event down below. Mom and I are considering going. We have a lot of events coming up in September, not the end of September, and in October that might be eating up some money, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. Mom and I might try and go to that. That is December 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Yellow Springs, Ohio, which if you know Columbus is kind of in the middle of the state. Then west of here is Springfield, and west of Springfield is Dayton. It's kind of just south of Springfield. So it's about an hour. It's an hour drive out of Columbus. So that's in December. So we're thinking about going there. And then the end of October, my local needlework shop here in Columbus, crsmyhrtlt Limited, is hosting their annual Camp GottaStitch. Camp GottaStitch is the brainchild of the ladies who own Cross My Heart. They started Camp GottaStitch probably 20 years ago. It's been going on quite a while. And it was a weekend-long stitching retreat that they have been holding up in the Amish country, kind of northeast of Columbus, up in Millersburg, Holmes County, up in the Amish country up there. They couldn't hold it last year for obvious reasons. But this year, they also couldn't find a venue outside of Columbus that could host it this year, so they pared it down. They divided it into 2 weekends, 30 to 40 stitchers each, from what I understand. And the first weekend is September 18th and 19th. It's a Saturday, Sunday. And the second weekend, which is the weekend Mom and I are going, is October 30th and 31st. So the first weekend is September 18th and 19th. The second weekend is October 30th and 31st. Mom and I are going to the October one. The hotel that it's at is 5 minutes from my house. So normally for Camp GottaStitch, I would take off Friday, and we would go up there early Friday morning, stay Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, and come home on Monday, because it was about an hour and a half drive away from here up in Amish country. And Mom was really looking forward to going to Amish country, but it's 5 minutes from our house. So we're just staying the one night, and we're going to go have some stitching fun. So that is Camp GottaStitch. I will put the contact information for Cross My Heart, where you can find, where you can call and get more information about the event and to see if there's still openings. Last I knew, there was still some openings for the October weekend, but there were less openings for the October weekend than there were for the September weekend. So if you think you might be interested, the hotel that it's at is the new Aloft, A-L-O-F-T, the Aloft Hotel in Westerville. Westerville, Ohio. It's a suburb here of Columbus. So if you're interested, I will put the contact information for Cross My Heart down below. You can give them a call and they can give you all the details and how to register by calling them up and getting your information. Again, my mom and I are going the weekend of October 30th and 31st. So that'll be fun. We're looking forward to that. So those are all the new events and news going on. This weekend, real quick, this weekend is the Needlework Expo. You've probably heard a lot of people talking about that. I have, I've been seeing some of the releases for Needlework Expo from some of the designers, and I have a wish list started. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So I have this little book that I started. It's called My Stitching Wish List. I haven't gotten very far in it because I have Post-it notes everywhere. I have a back page of my planner from last year with Post-it notes of designs that I wrote down over the year. But yeah, I've got quite a few designs in here, like from Stitching of the Housewives, Heartstring Samplers. There's Erica Michaels in here, Caterpillar Cross Stitch designs, Witchy Stitcher designs, Blue Flower. There's all kinds of stuff in here that I'm hoping to get. This is just my stitchy wish list of patterns that I have seen recently that I'd really like to put in my stash. Because you know, there's two hobbies with this craft. There's a couple of different hobbies with any craft you do. The first hobby is collecting the patterns. The second hobby would be collecting all the notions, like the flosses, the needles, the scissors, the needle minders. It's all collecting stuff. So there's all those hobbies going along with it. And then there's actually doing the craft that you're collecting all the supplies for. So there's multiple hobbies involved in doing cross stitch. So yeah, I have a big hobby here. So I'm a curator. Not only do I cross stitch, but I am a curator of a very extensive craft collection because I do many different crafts. I also diamond paint. So yeah. So anyway, my little stitching book is growing because Needlework Expo I think ends today or tomorrow. But I'm hoping to go to Cross My Heart here in town, here in Columbus, to see what kind of stuff that they picked up at Needlework Expo because I did not pre-order anything. So I'm hoping that I can get some of the neat designs that are coming out. The neat designs. All right. So I'd like to kind of start a new segment. Steel City Stitchers calls this their best new thing. Just what's new, what I like, what I'm into this week. Kitten Stitcher from the Prairie I don't remember what. Prairie Peddler, I think is what she's called. I don't remember. The Kitten Stitcher, if she's here on YouTube. Teresa Vanette. She does what I'm into this week. What I'm all into this week. So based on my doctor's visit, I've been, you know, I have some health stuff that kind of put me into high-risk categories. And one of the things I've been kind of mindful of is my sugar intake. So one of the things that I've been doing since February and March of last year is I've been using honey instead of sugar. I used to drink a cup of coffee a day and I'd put like a spoon and a half full of sugar, like a rounded spoonful, and then another half spoonful of regular sugar in my coffee. I've been using honey now and I find I actually quite like it. And when I go to a restaurant and I order coffee, like if we go to a restaurant for breakfast food or lunch or dinner or whatnot and I want coffee, I'll ask for some honey. I get weird looks, but I actually like it. It's pretty good. So I do honey in my coffee. So I've been kind of also just watching carbs and, you know, stuff like that. A, to kind of lose weight, and B, just to kind of, you know, watch my sugar intake and everything like that. So one of the other things I just kind of got into is Coke Zero. Now you'll see here it says Coke Zero sugar. The one thing Coke Zero and, you know, Dr. Pepper Zero, Mountain Dew Zero, all the other Zero drinks have been out for quite a while. But this Coke Zero might look a little different to you because it's a red label. It's all red. The only difference between this and the regular Coke is that the letters on the regular Coke is white. So the red label Zero Sugar just came out. It's a sort of new formulation of their Zero Sugar Coke. It has a better flavor. I don't like diet drinks because the fake sugar aftertaste is really disgusting to me. It's absolutely gross. Ugh. So about 2 weeks ago, I picked one of these up at the grocery store to drink on the way home. And I actually find it doesn't have hardly an aftertaste. There's still an aftertaste, but it tastes pretty good. So I am drinking Red Label. I'm trying to switch over to Red Label Zero Sugar Coke. This has, for one bottle, it has no calories, no fat, no carbs, no sugars, no added sugars, no protein, and it has caffeine. So I'm not going to be drinking a lot of it, but it has caramel color. I'm trying to see. It has caffeine. I was just trying to see what kind of sugar it has in it. Yeah, I can't see that. I can't see what sugar it has in it, but it's 0-calorie cola. And it says now, more delicious. But actually, it's pretty good. I'm a Coke drinker. I prefer Coke products. Usually if places serve Pepsi, I'll get Dr. Pepper or a root beer or an iced tea. Instead, Pepsi's okay if it's the only thing that there is. But yeah, I'm a Coke drinker, usually by nature. So my grandfather was a staunch Coke drinker, so I spent a lot of summers with my grandparents, so I learned to drink Coke. So this is a new thing. Another best new thing again, my new glasses that I got this week. Alright, the other thing that I was drinking, I don't have one down here to show you, is Dunkin Donuts. You know how Starbucks makes those frappuccinos in the glass bottles that you can get? Dunkin Donuts also makes frappuccinos. And probably about a month and a half ago, I was somewhere and I needed a couple more frappuccinos, but also as I wasn't drinking frappuccinos every day, and I would usually have about half one to 3/4 of one at night before bed just to kind of relax and chill out. I was drinking Starbucks frappuccinos. I like the French vanilla ones a lot, so I was drinking those. So I have a couple in the fridge, but just to kind of give it a shot because they're bigger and cheaper, Dunkin Donuts also has a similar thing, and I bought one. And I have found that I like the Dunkin Donuts cold coffees in the little bottles that you can get a lot better than the Starbucks frappuccinos, because the Starbucks frappuccinos are sugary and they're kind of really sweet. Dunkin Donuts ones are more like coffee with some sugar in it. So I've been drinking Dunkin Donuts, the you know, the plastic bottles of their cold coffees. So yeah, I'm into Dunkin Donuts. A couple of the stores out here, the one I really like is the French vanilla one, but a couple of the stores out here carry the Girl Scout flavors, like they have the s'mores and the Samoas. Well, the Samoa is actually pretty good. It has a little hint of coconut in it, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. But I like the Dunkin Donuts coffees better than I like the Starbucks frappuccinos, because they're not as sweet. So that's really good. Trying to cut down on sugar intake and whatnot, watching my carbs and losing a little bit of weight. All right, so I am going to get into, oh, the other thing, best new thing, pumpkin spice, you guys. Everything's turning up pumpkin spice. I have some zero sugar pumpkin spice creamer for my coffees this week upstairs in the fridge. Looking forward to that. Dunkin Donuts My husband and I tend to stop at Dunkin Donuts once a week on our way when I take them to work. They have their pumpkin spice stuff out, so I've been getting pumpkin spice coffee and a pumpkin spice donut. I like pumpkin spice. I'm not as nuts into pumpkin spice. It's not pumpkin spice everything for me, but I will get pumpkin spice if I, you know, have a chance. Most likely I get pumpkin spice, but you know, this time of year pumpkin spice is out. Pumpkin spice is nice, y'all. So yeah, there's that too. All right, so I will get into some haul now. On to this mostly stitchy stuff. Talked about the stitching retreats going on, so I will get into some haul. All right. So those of you that have been around a while know that there is. Wait a minute. What is that? Candy. Candy from Mo Sale. So Mo Bittner. I think her name is actually Maureen Bittner. I might be wrong about that. But if you go to Mo's Sale, M-O''S-S-A-L-E on Facebook, Mo's Sale, this person hand dyes floss. And I believe she also hand dyes fabric. But she hand dyes floss. She hand dyes cotton floss and silk floss. And every week on Saturday, well, not every week, on Saturday, she'll put her new batches of dyed floss for sale on the Facebook group. And you basically just comment, me please, how many you want. Usually on Sunday, she'll invoice you. You pay your invoice. And throughout the week, she'll send them out. So this last weekend, I placed an order for 200-yard hanks of silk floss from Mo Sale. I have some Mo Sale floss that I picked up before, but these were just really pretty. So I'm going to show you the first one. This one is called San Carlos. Again, this is 100 yards of silk. Look at that color, you guys. Very beautiful, variegated, darker pink into a brown. So here is Mo's Sale, so you can get how to look for it. Mo's Sale. This is a 100-yard silk hank. So I have plenty. This is in the colorway San Carlos. San Carlos. Beautiful, soft. Smells. Oh, it smells really nice. So. And then I got a second one, and they come packaged really nice in Ziploc bags. This one is fall. This says fall all over it, you guys. This one is called Pizarro, P-I-Z-A-R-R-O. This is again a 100-yard silk hank. Look at this. You guys, orange, yellow, and brown. The interesting thing is it's kind of the same brown. So if you look, it's the same brown as on this other hank. So it's very, very similar brown. She used the same brown, basically the same brown colorway for both hanks. But look, it's autumn, you guys. This is so autumn. Pizarro. I may actually have to, if they do a re-dye of this, I may actually have to pick up another hank of this, because this would make a beautiful autumn sampler piece. Oh, this smells so good. This has kind of a perfumey smell to it, but it smells so good. Again, this is Mo Sale. This one is called Pizarro. Come on. Pizarro. Okay, so I have 2 hanks, silk hanks of Mo Sale floss. And it came with Jolly Rancher. I got a blueberry, I think. Blue raspberry. It's a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher. Thanks, Mo. Again, she has them for sale on her Facebook group on Saturdays. And you can also indicate on, she'll post a picture, tell you what it is, tell you what sizes it is. She sells them in skeins, 17, the silk I think is in 17-yard skeins, the cotton is in 10-yard skeins. and then she sells both of them in 100-yard hanks. So usually when she dyes a colorway, she'll dye some of both. But I think she just recently said that she was stopping dyeing the cotton skeins because not enough people were ordering the ones that she was cutting. So she's going to leave the cotton in 100-yard hanks and sell just the silk skeins and hanks and the cotton hanks, which are the 100 yards. But anyway, you can also identify on there if you see a colorway that you like and it's all sold out. It sells out pretty quick because she only dyes a small hand, and from 6 to 15, maybe, you know, half a dozen to a dozen of each week. They go pretty fast. So you can also put down that you would like it if she redyes the color, that you are interested in a redye, and she'll let you know when if she redyes colors. And she has before. I've gotten a couple of redyes that she's done. But anyway, that is Mo Sale Floss. All right. So, those of you that have been watching my channel for a little while know that I am in the GaRon Tottenbags Grime Guard of the Month. So I get the Grime Guards from GaRon Tottenbags. They're down in Florida. It's Gary and Ronnie. And Ronnie is the one that sews their project bags and their Grime Guards. So I have a few GaRon project bags in my stash. My most recent one was Ronnie's birthday bag. This is a GaRon tote bag, project bag. This is, I believe, a 12 by 13. 12 by 12? 12 by 13, something like that. It's their more square one. And they have the flaps with the Velcro enclosures and stuff. So this was Ronnie's birthday bag from earlier this month. I was one of the lucky few that picked up one in their sale that they had for Ronnie's birthday. The proceeds went, they made over $3,000 for 2 charities that he was donating to. So most of the project bags, the cloth project bags that I have in my stash, are from GaRon Tottenbags. I managed to snag this project bag. This is from the 805 Stitcher. The 805 Stitcher. This was the project bag and pattern kit that you could get from Lindy Stitches. It was a limited edition, but it was for the salt water scrapbook piece. So you got the project bag with the whales. So you got the project bag, you got the fabric, and you got the Weeks Dye Works floss to go for your saltwater scrapbook kit, where you got both Lindy Stitches. You got the Lindy Stitches pattern part, and then the blue flower pattern part. It was a collaboration piece between the two of them. So this was the only other cloth project bag that I had in my stash. I happened along to Goose Designs on Etsy. Just, I think Pam and Steph get Goose Designs. So here is the information for Goose. Project bags on Etsy. If you go to Goose Design, you can look up their things. There you go. You guys, you remember how I mentioned pumpkin spice? Let me take this stuff out of here because we can talk about this later. I put a couple of projects in here already that I'm going to be working on in September. But they had a pumpkin spice latte project bag, you guys. Check this out. Look at that, and look at the pumpkins. So this is another vinyl front bag, like the one I got for the saltwater scrapbook kit. Pumpkin spice latte. It's the same. It's like a 12 by 12, 12 by 13. Look at the pumpkins on the back, you guys. Pumpkin spice latte. So I kind of had to have it. I don't really have an autumn project bag, so this was a new project bag for me from Goose Designs. I'm trying to get some more project bags like this so I can stop using the jumbo Ziploc bags. But yeah, I'd like to get more, but you know, they're kind of pricey, but it's kind of cool. So yeah, there's that. So I have 2 projects in here that I will set aside for now until I get to the projects. So that is it for the actual technical haul. Did I put those in here? Yes, I did. So I picked up a couple of new publications and magazines to share with you. So the newest World of Cross Stitching magazine came in. It's time for tea. I may actually stitch this up for my sister-in-law, but the World of Cross Stitching, it has the cute little hedgehog things on the front of it. One of the things in here that kind of caught my eye too, my sister-in-law really likes tea. I like tea. Some bakery things, piece of cake. Some monsters. The monsters are kind of cute. I'm not going to do a flip through because there's other people here that do flip throughs. But this time for tea pattern I thought was really cute. I could probably stitch up a couple of these little teapots and mugs and make up some ornaments for my sister-in-law for her tree. That might be kind of fun. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I'm not going to do a full flip through of the World of Cross Stitching magazine because you can probably find one on other channels. Yeah. But the time for tea was kind of cute. Oh, the other thing what was really kind of cute was this turtle. Look at the turtle, you guys. He's very cute. Yep. So, there's the turtle. There's the World of Cross Stitching. This one is issue 310, September 2021. So, I got the World of Cross Stitching. And I don't know that I showed this last time, but I got the newest issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine also with the Halloween Enchantress on the front cover. She's really cute. I didn't flag anything in here to stitch, but there's a couple of things in here that are really cute. Halloween time, look at that cat. This one is designed by the Witchy Stitcher. I mean, there's just some interesting things in here. One of the things I've decided, I have a no, this one is gorgeous, simply gorgeous. It's kind of cute. Look at that. I like the duck in the middle. Or the goose. Or swan. But I've kind of decided that I'm probably going to let my World of Cross Stitching magazine lapse and just keep hold of my magazine subscription lapse and just keep hold of the Just Cross Stitch and the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine should be out soon. They have a Halloween preview. There's some Halloween things in here. Really cute. Look at the cake. Look at the cake. It says Happy Halloween. It's really cute. Really cute. Whoops. So yeah, there's that. Again, I'm not going to do a flip through this because there's other channels that do flip throughs. I'm just kind of giving you a highlight of the magazine. They have the My Quaker Christmas sampler. Part 5 is in here. Part 6, there's a 6-part sampler that's in here. But yeah, this is the most recent issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And we were somewhere. I think I stopped by I think I stopped by like a Joann's or Michael's, and I picked up Contemporary Cross Stitch Collection. So there was a couple of pieces in here that really struck my eye. This one is from Satsuma Street. This is called Run to the Hills. Very typical Satsuma Street. Run to the Hills. Llamas. These llamas are cute. Look at those. Llamas are cute. These cactuses or cacti are really stinking adorable. You sew backing on them, stuff them down in a pot, so they look like they're growing out of a pot. They're too cute, just cute. Then there's this one. This one has autumn motifs. There's some really cute foxes and owls and pumpkins and stuff in this hedgehog and a pine cone and a mouse and a rabbit and all different kinds of neat motifs. I can show you this page because it only has a very small section of what's in here, but it's a lot of autumn motifs, including a really cute fox and stuff. So I may actually end up stitching some of those into a a couple of autumn ornaments types of things. There's this, the round robin. It's a robin wreath. Look how fall that is, you guys. That's really cute. Very fall. This one is from Stitcherovia. Stitcherovia is known for their signs and their motivational things. This one says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Shoot for the moon. Stitcherovia, typical Stitcherovia pattern. Couple more to show you in here, you guys. Emma Congdon, Wise Words. There's 3 of them. Though she be but little, she is fierce. Not all who wander are lost, and you have bewitched me body and soul. So, 3 sayings. This is Emma Congdon from Stitcherovia. This is more Stitcherovia. Kind of neat. Tiny Modernist mandalas are in here. So look at these mandalas. Those are really cute. I'll probably end up stitching up some of those soon. Maybe. Raise a Glass. These are really cute. Little summery kind of drinks. Yeah, I marked a lot of this. These pocket party animals are really adorable. I like the cat and the fox. I actually like them all. There's 4. You do them on water-soluble canvas, and you sew a pocket over the top of them onto a t-shirt. Aren't those cute? But look at the guinea pig. Look at the guinea pig. And then you have the fox down over here. And the cat is cute. Yep. Fiesta Forever, Tiny Modernist. These some Day of the Dead pieces as well. I like the cat over here. Like that and the sugar skull. Satsuma Street. These are absolutely beautiful. There's some other magazine issues. I might actually have these ones already, but these were in a there were similar ones. It might have been the same ones in a couple of prior magazines, but Satsuma Street came out with these. Those are pretty popular, and they're in pinks and lighter greens, a little bit of red thrown in there. So I may be stitching up a couple of those. And then Stitchery did some space ones. Look at those. Those are kind of nice. Stitchery Space. And then a last one in here that I'd like to show you. This one is from Satsuma Street, called Over the Rainbow. It's the Emerald City. Emerald City, Over the Rainbow. I'm not necessarily a huge Wizard of Oz fan, but that's actually really kind of cool. So that is the Contemporary Cross Stitch collection. There's quite a few things in here that I would probably end up stitching. These are let's see. I was trying to figure out what magazine these might have been published in, but I don't know if it tells. It might tell somewhere else in the magazine what magazine issues these were published in, but Contemporary Cross Stitch, it is magazine publications. Okay, so there is that. I have to put these in my magazine boxes. All right, so now we're going to get into plans or updates. Rather, we're going to do updates, stitching updates. All right, you guys, this is going on 55 minutes. I'm sorry it's so long. I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Grab yourself a drink. Now would probably be a good time to pause and to go get something to drink. I'm going to take a little drink of my Zero Sugar Coke. Wet my whistle just a little bit. I'm finding that I don't really have too much of an aftertaste with that. I'm not sure how it affects the blood sugar just yet, because I'm not sure what kind of sugar is in it. But anyway, so we will get into that. Now, go get your drink, take a pause, and stretch, take a bathroom break, whatnot, because we're going to be here a little bit longer. I have quite a bit to tell you about, but I need to find, there it is. I found my phone. All right, Stitch Talk Hade. I don't think I have anything. I might, I don't know. All right, so now we are getting into stitching updates. Princess and the Pea. Okay, so August 1st, so a little bit of a stitching update. August 1st, those of you that stitch full coverage projects probably know about Heaven and Earth Designs pieces. Heaven and Earth Designs is a company that takes artwork and turns them into full coverage cross stitch patterns, and they have all different kinds of designers, and they're very, very popular. So there we go. Okay. They put out these designs, and I own quite a few PDF files of Heaven and Earth Designs. I have quite a few. I probably have 20 or 30 of them, if not more, patterns that I have purchased over the last several years. I have a one, or maybe I think one of them finished, and another one is maybe about a third of the way done. And the other ones are not even close. They're like less than 5% complete. But there is this Facebook group called Stitch Talk Hade, H-A-E-D, which stands for Heaven and Earth Designs. Stitch Talk Hade Challenges. And it was a group started by Portia Parcher, P-O-R-S-C-H-E, Portia Parcher, who decided that she was going to start a Hade challenge group. And one of the challenges that she likes to do is the 100 Days of Heaven and Earth Designs. So you take Heaven and Earth. The original challenge was one Heaven and Earth Designs project. You start it on the first of the month that the challenge starts, and you have to stitch on it every single day for 100 days straight. the goal was to get stitching done on it, to get a finish, get a page finish or whatever. The original challenges a few years ago when she first started doing this was 100 stitches a day. But, you know, that can be kind of hard for some people. So she has eased up the challenge to either 5 minutes or 50 stitches minimum a day for 100 days straight on a Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. It has to be a Heaven and Earth Designs pattern to count for her prizes and stuff for the group. But 100 Days of Hade, this round, the second round for 2021, started August 1st. So I have quite a few, well, I have 2 or 3 at least Heaven and Earth Designs patterns that I would like to have gotten more progress on, and to get them into doing the stair-step diagonal parking that I had started on another one that I was working on that I really like. I really like that method of doing. And so I started August 1st doing a minimum of 50 stitches a day. And I was doing really good. So, you know, like the first day I did 374, the second day 214, the next day 553, the next day 138. So I was doing at least a minimum of 50 stitches a day until I got to the 22nd of August. It was a Sunday, and I was just way too tired. I was working on a couple other pieces for Crystal Academy, which is another Facebook challenge group, and that day I had to put 450 stitches into that piece, and I was just so burnt out and tired because of everything going on that weekend that I didn't pick up my Heaven and Earth Designs piece for 5 minutes. I was tired. And my Heaven and Earth Designs pieces I stitch usually over one. So it's either 2 strands of floss over 1 tent, or 1 strand of floss over 1 full cross. Mostly it's 2 strands tent, but and it's continental tent, if you know what that is. If you don't know, tent stitch is basically a half cross stitch. Continental tent stitch, instead of going whole to here and then down and then here and then down and then here, so so half cross stitch, oh, come on, if you're looking at half cross stitch, so you go hole A to hole B and then you go down. So this is what a half cross stitch typically looks like. Okay, so half cross stitch, the dotted lines are behind the fabric from hole to hole. So that is a half cross stitch. It's one leg of your cross stitch. Okay. So for half cross stitches, you might do the arrows like that, from hole to hole to hole. So continental stitch, continental tent stitch. So you would go from the top down and then go to the next hole, next one top down. So that's kind of the arrow that you would follow. This is what a continental tent stitch looks like. So the stitches on the back of your fabric are longer than just the up and down that you get. So this is the difference between, so that would be the difference between continental and regular half cross stitch. Okay. Anyway, so I do most of mine tent stitch, continental tent stitch. Because it distorts the fabric less. So I started off the month with Princess and the Pea. Okay. So that is what Princess and the Pea looks like. Heaven and Earth Designs. And this is where I was on the Princess and the Pea. I don't have it down here with me, so you're going to have to bear with me with the pictures. So this is where I was on Princess and the Pea, and sorry about the glare. Okay. Where I ended up on Princess and the Pea when I finally stopped, where was I on Princess and the Pea? I stopped Princess and the Pea around the 14th. There we go. So here is where I ended up on Princess and the Pea. So before I only had some of this blue up here in the corner done. And I have a lot more done now in Princess and the Pea. I put in over 2,000 stitches on Princess and the Pea. So that is where I was at when I ended Princess and the Pea. Okay. Over 2,000 stitches. And I stopped stitching on Princess and the Pea on August 14th. And I switched over to Hidden Harbor. Hidden Harbor was a new start in July. I started it on July 13th. Let me back up for a minute. So Hidden Harbor, it's another Heaven and Earth Designs pattern. You may have seen it right there. Noah Stitches here on Facebook and the Crafty Curator are doing a sale called the Hidden Harbor sale, and they are both working on it. So Noah kind of encouraged me to go out and purchase this. I've wanted this pattern, the Andy Russell pattern, for a while, and so he kind of encouraged me to go out and get it. I also purchased the 25 count easy count, or the 32 count easy count gridded fabric from Heaven and Earth Designs for this piece. So this fabric comes pre-gridded. It's 32 count, and it's each block here is 10 threads. So there's 32 stitches for every inch on this fabric. So I got the easy count fabric at the time when I started this back in July. So at the end of July, on July 31st, this was where I ended. So I had a little over 500 stitches done. Each one of these blocks on here is 100 stitches. Each one of these squares is 100 stitches. So I had about a little over 500 stitches completed at the end of July when I started. I picked this back up on August 15th. And I didn't get too far along on it. This is one I actually do have down here with me, and it's on one of my scroll frames. But I did make some progress on it that you can see. I am doing this one 1/1 full cross, and I am parking, and I am doing it diagonal parking. This is a needle minder I got from, I think, Mad for Minders, and it is my Pride Unicorn Cake, Mad for Minders. But yes, I am parking, and this is sitting next to my stitching chair with me upstairs. So I did get a little more progress on this. I'm hoping to get some more progress on this in September. I will talk about my September plans coming up soon, but that is where I got on Hidden Harbor. Okay. And I dropped out of the Stitch Talk Hade 100 Days of Hade thing on the 23rd of August because I was just too tired to pick up Hidden Harbor and work on it for 5 minutes. So I haven't worked on any Hade since the 22nd of August. So I am now out of the 100 Days of Hade, which is fine. I did 100 days back in 2018, I think. No, 2017, I think, is when I did 100 Days of Hade for the first time. And doing it about the 50th or 60th day in, I was burnt the heck out. I wanted to quit, but I kept on going. It was the first time I did 100 Days of Hade. I was really proud of myself. Back then, you had to do 100 stitches minimum. I was really glad I did it, but 100 Days of Hade is hard, you guys, even for 5 minutes, but I'm already out of it. I haven't stitched on Hidden Harbor since the 21st. So I got about 600 stitches in, which is pretty good. But yeah, I'm out of the 100 Days of Hade. So for Crystal Academy, we started classes back up again. We started classes back up again on the 17th of August. We had a, what was I doing Pumpkinville for? 116.95.46. Oh, Pumpkinville was for something else. I think it was just a, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing Pumpkinville back in early August for. But anyway, so Crystal Academy, we started our classes back up again. We started for, let me dig out my sheet here. So we started up our classes again. August 16th, Technomancy, Oblitus is the spell. The class was Technomancy. August 23rd is Defense Against Devious Spells, Maginterilis, and the next class, Practical Enchantments, starts tomorrow, and we are learning Commovis, C-O-M-M-O-V-I-S. So the whole goal with the spells for the class is you do increments of 50 for each level up to level 5. So first level is 50, second level is 100, third level is 150. So you have to post every time you do the increments of those stitches in order to master the class. You have 2 weeks to master the spell. And so far this half of the class schedule, I have mastered Oblitus and Maginterilis. The only spell that I have not mastered yet for this class is Ficopini? No, Discipula, which is for scrying and self-improvement. I still have 2 more levels of Discipula to meet, which is the class scrying and self-improvement. I am using my Kitty and Me Colorful Bunny for that. That isn't coming up until September, so that is part of my plan. I will be stitching on the classes for Crystal Academy. So we have Practical Enchantments coming up starting tomorrow. September 6th is Forensic Studies for Magical Use. September 13th, Scrying and Self-Improvement. And September 20th is History of Arcane Adventures. October 4th, we start a Remedy Week, which is where we can catch up. So far, I just have to catch up on Discipula. October 18th through 25 is a fun week, and October 25th and November 15th is finals. So I don't know what finals are going to be, but this weekend we had a cast off, or a spell off, where we had a certain number of stitches we had to do for each spell we mastered, depending on our mastery level of the spell, and we were paired up to spell off against another team, and our team ended up winning. The spell off started Friday at noon and ended today at noon. So each team member that was participating could cast up to 5 spells. I chose 5 spells. I chose 5 spells that I had mastered at level 5, so I only had to stitch 200 stitches to cast each of those spells. So I earned 23 points for my team for this weekend, so that was fun. We had our first spell off. That was pretty fun. So for Crystal Academy and the spell off, the 2 pieces that I've worked on this month, because we started classes back up. The first class, I worked on Fudgy Mint Mousse by Glendon Place. I don't have a picture, or I don't have it here down here with me. Fudgy Mint Mousse. Okay, so on August 16th, this is where I started on Glendon Place's Fudgy Mint Mousse. And then where I ended up mastering the class, or mastering the spell for Fudgy Mint Mousse. This is where I ended up mastering the class. So I did essentially, I started this wedge, this second wedge here, and I finished this first wedge over here. So I finished this first entire wedge and then moved over to the second wedge. The Glendon Place Fudgy Mint Mousse is stitched 2 over 2 using Dinky Dye's silk floss. I am using the called for floss and the called for fabric for this. It's a picture, I think it's a Picture This Plus fabric. But yeah, that is where I got with Fudgy Mint Mousse. Okay, then the second class, I pulled out I didn't bring it down here either, but I pulled out Carolyn Manning Aquamarine. I don't know if I have back to art. Maybe. Sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, I don't know that I have it in here. Nope. So, anyway, Aquamarine was the start of mine back in March. But anyway, where I was at, sorry you guys, sorry about that. I'm just scrolling through my pictures because I don't have it down here with me. Here we go. Regiment Moose. I picked that up August 23rd. Yes. Alright, well I don't have a piece exactly where I started, but this is Carolyn Manning Designs Aquamarine. So you can see I had some of the border all the way around. And then when I finished it for the class, when I mastered the class, yep. This, I finished, this is the corner. So, I was up. So I had finished, this is the corner on the far left. This is the far right corner over here. So when I get back to here, this is the far right corner that didn't have any green in it. That is where I ended up in Carolyn Manning Aquamarine. Okay. And then so as part of WIPGO this month, one of my squares was Welcome to Pumpkinville. I had to finish a building. Well, when I first started Welcome to Pumpkinville, let me dig out the picture once again. Sorry about that, you guys. Welcome to Pumpkinville. Let's show you where I was. So on August 6th, I picked up Welcome to Pumpkinville. So this is where I was on August 6th. So you can see the only thing I had on there was the one house on the far right and the word Pumpkinville. I was working on the banner in the middle. Okay. So I worked on it starting August 6th for 3 days. August 6th, 7th, and 8th. I think I was doing it for an event. And then I picked it back up again for the spell off. I picked it back up again the 15th. And then again this weekend for the spell off. And where I got, so I shall show you, for Pumpkinville this weekend. Alright, so I will show you. I finished the banner. So that is the banner in the middle. So I finished the banner in the middle. And then for the spell off this weekend, I got to don't mind the thing. I started the diner right above the banner. So that is, I got more done on it than that. But let me go here. So this is where I got to on the banner. On the diner above the banner. So my WIPGO square for this month was to finish a building. But at the time, when this month was called, I still didn't have the banner finished, so I changed the goal to finish the banner, which I did. So my WhipGo, I will show you WhipGo. My WhipGo board this month is right here, 7 and 8. So Frosted Pumpkin, welcome to Pumpkinville. My goal was to finish a building for number 8. And Charting Creations Blossom Blade, 1,010 stitches. I had actually completed 1,010 stitches on her back in June. I actually completed over 2,000. So I wasn't marking these off as completed when I actually completed them. I was going to stitch them in the month they were called. So I was going to wait, even though I completed 2,000 stitches on Blossom Blade back in June for a challenge, I wasn't going to mark it. And then I decided, you know what, you guys, I'm being too hard on myself because other people mark it off. If they completed it before it's called, once it's called, they'll mark it off. So I decided that I was going to complete some of these and mark them off. So one of the other ones I did that was called in July, Work on a Whip started prior to 2015. I did Santa of the Forest back in May, so I actually marked that off today. Mark that square off. It was called in July. There was another one that I filled in too. Let's see. So another one, Amid Amish Life, square number 11 right here, has not yet been called. This one has not yet been called, but I actually completed it in June. So when that's called, I can actually mark that in. It's going to make my WhipGo board go very quick. And you can see I have a diagonal bingo. Yay! It's my first bingo. For the month of September, just as an FYI, square 15, spin decision wheel to pick your whip, and square 25, Long Dog Samplers Pandemic, 500 stitches. If you look here, back in February, I actually completed the stitching on my Long Dog Pandemic sampler back in February. So since this was called for September, technically it's September 1st. Technically September 1st, I will have a WhipGo or a bingo. But yeah, so my September squares, technically this shouldn't be filled in, but I filled it in accidentally on here just to mark it. But yeah, this square up here I changed to seahorses because last month when I was working on a challenge for Crystal Academy, I had pulled out Epic Where's Waldo Pokemon. You probably remember that I was going to stitch with Where's Waldo down near the bottom. It was Pokemon Generations, and I wasn't enjoying it. I put like 200 stitches in it, and I was like, you know what, I'm never going to finish this. I don't want to finish it. So I asked permission to change to Hidden Harbor, and that's what I did. So I started Hidden Harbor instead, and swapped this out. So this piece, the Epic Where's Waldo Pokemon, for September, I'll get into more of the plans, but for September, I'm changing my focus for September. So I put in my September focus piece in here because I'll probably definitely get 500 stitches on Fireside Original Seahorses in. So I put that here in this square for to replace Epic Where's Waldo Pokemon instead. So, all right. So, plans. We're getting into plans. It's an hour and 24 minutes. I'm sorry, you guys. Sorry it's so long. Not so sorry. But anyway, so I'm kind of getting into some of the plans. So, there's a lot of people out there for September. They do what's called #Sampler September, where they work on sampler pieces. I have a couple of pieces that could technically be considered samplers. The Long Dog Pandemic one is a sampler. It has a lot of different motifs. Samplers can be lots of different motifs. It can be a piece that uses many different kinds of floss, so you sample different kinds of floss. It can be something that does many different stitches, so it's a sampler of stitches. Any cross stitch can be a sampler because it's a sample of cross stitches. You can have a sampler with numbers, a sampler with letters, a sampler with words, a sampler with any combination of anything you want. So basically any cross stitch can be a sampler because it's a sample of stitches and it's a sample of your stitching at the time. So a lot of people do sampler September. Well, I'm still kind of not sold on the whole sampler September. So I'm doing something different. I am doing what I'm calling either saltwater September or September of the Sea. And I have a couple of whips, works in progress, WIP, works in progress. I have a couple of whips that have been in my stash for a little while that I'd like to make some progress on. So I'm going to be pulling them out for saltwater September. And I also possibly have a new start coming up. So for saltwater September, I will show you, or September of the Sea. So you can use either hashtag saltwater September or hashtag September of the Sea, SEA. And you can follow along with me. So here are some of the plans. I said I had a potential new start. You remember I showed the Lindy Stitches saltwater scrapbook thing? So I might be starting the saltwater scrapbook collaboration piece with the blue flower and Lindy Stitches. Remember that? I will be doing this. This is how I will be stitching it. Yep, that's how I will be stitching it. Okay. So this is a potential new start for saltwater September or September of the Sea. Potential new start. I haven't decided 100% for sure if I'm starting this. So you'll kind of get an idea of what I'm doing. Okay. Another one that's been in my stash for a while is a Mirabilia piece. Over the years I've collected many of the mermaids. This is the South Seas mermaid. And I put her back on the scroll frame. This is where I'm at with her. I'd like to get some work done on her for September of the Sea or saltwater September. Now I don't know if... Oh, I do have my Fudgy Mint Mousse. Let me backtrack to that. Here is my Fudgy Mint Mousse. I forgot that I had it down here with me. Okay. You have the South Seas Mermaid that I will be working on. So another piece I'm hoping to get more stitches on. This is from Cricut Collection. This is called Skeleton Crew. Cricut Collection Skeleton Crew. 16 men on a dead man's ship. I don't think I wrote down what I'm doing it on. I don't think I wrote down the fabric that I'm doing it on. I'm not doing it on the called for fabric or the pictured fabric. Yeah, I'm not doing it on the called for fabric. I'm doing it on a darker green. So here is where I'm starting. Hi, hon.
Hi. Let me know when I can stick my head in.
You can. This is my husband, Dylan. Down.
Hi. She's going to have to take a few minute break. Thank you.
Okay, now. Break now?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, so I'm back again. It's the camera that you're looking at.
We can return to your normal scheduled program.
So my husband just came down to clean out the cat boxes. We still have 2 cats and a dog, and the cats have free roam of the house, and we have 2 litter boxes down here and a couple litter boxes upstairs too. So yeah. Anyway, so I was talking about Skeleton Crew. So this is where I was at. I also put my needle minder back on it. This little pirate guy, and the magnet that I have on the back isn't very strong. It's really kind of weak, so it'll move around on its own. You can see he's drooping there. But this is where I'm at on Skeleton Crew. I am making some changes to I've made some changes to the thing. Sorry, my fabric. I haven't ironed my fabric. This is hand dyed fabric, so, or over dyed fabric, so haven't really done much with it. But I'm making some changes to some of the called for flosses. I'm doing all the white, including the masks and the skeleton, in DMC E940, which is glow in the dark thread. I'm also using glow in the dark blending filaments for some of them. Making color changes. I have 051 and 2 other colors, a green and a yellow. I'm also doing water lilies in Bermuda Reef. It's a cotton, and I'm doing silken colors, ghouls and ghosts and ghoulies. Silken colors for some of the colors in here. But yeah, the skeletons and the masks, this is one of the masks over here. This white here is glow in the dark. I'm not going to be able to flip it off to show, or flip the lights off to show you, but it's glow in the dark. So looking forward to getting some more progress on Skeleton Crew in September for Saltwater September. So that is Skeleton Crew. And then last but not least, the one piece that I'm going to make my semi-sane focus piece for semi-sane stitchers for the month of September. Cross My Heart, one of the owners of Cross My Heart here in Columbus, the local needlework shop that I go to, she owns her own design company under the name Fireside Originals. And back in 2018, she released a set of 12 patterns that are all different seahorses. So there's 12 different seahorses. This is January's with the snowflakes. So there's 12 different seahorses, and you can put them all together. This is what they look like all together. This is how I'm stitching them. So there's 12 seahorses. I have started this piece. I started right here in the middle at the top with February. It's the 2 red seahorses here. And I got, you see here it says the model was stitched on 32 count Marl Lake from Crossed Wing collection using 2 plies of floss. I am using the called for floss and the called for fabric. On this fabric, if you take a real close look, it looks like water and bubbles. It's the way the fabric was dyed, so it looks like bubbles underwater. So my focus piece for September, I need to get some stitching on this. I've been wanting to work on this for a while. So here is my piece. Here is where I'm at on it. I started up on the February seahorses in the middle, at the top. February seahorses in the middle of the top. Not very far. And this is a needle minder that I have in my stash that it was a little acrylic pin that I got from one of the conventions my husband and I go to. I thought it was really cute, so I took the pin off the back of it and made it a needle minder. But this is as far as I've gotten on the seahorses. I need to show you this fabric though. This fabric is beautiful. This is the size of fabric that it's on. But look at the bubbles, you guys, and the coloration of it. I'll do a closer up of the bubbles. It's just, it looks like bubbles. Look at that though.
It does.
Yep. It looks like bubbles. So this is the called for fabric, and I'm using the called for flosses on this. So this is going to be my focus piece for September. I am doing saltwater September. Now I don't know if all the seahorses are saltwater seahorses or not, but I'm calling them saltwater seahorses. So
seahorses are all saltwater.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my husband says seahorses are all saltwater. So there you go. And I have the flosses for it all picked out. So there's some new DMC colors in here. Ooh, there's, okay. Well, guess what, you guys? I've got to go through here and pick this out too, because, all right. Well then, okay. Yeah, so I'm in the process of trying to figure out how to sort and store my flosses. Oh, I wanted to show you. I also have my GaRon Tottenbags Grime Guard picked out for this. This is, I think, technically dragonflies. It's technically dragonflies, but it has lily pads on them, and dragonflies hang around water, I think. So this kind of looks watery to me, so I'm going to be using my GaRon Tottenbags Grime Guard, this one, with the seahorses. So anyway, what I'm in the process of doing is figuring out how I'm going to be storing my floss long term. I have my floss stored in floss away bags. All my floss is in floss away bags. Let me actually get this put away. Whoops, I don't want the whole thing. I just want this part. This part of it. This. So all my floss is stored in floss away bags. And how I store my bags when they're not in use. How I store my floss away bags when they're not in use. Is I have these plastic Sterilite shoebox containers. These are just the shoebox containers. So all my flosses are in their floss away bags in these containers. And this is the 3000 series of colors. Well, I have a lot more floss than I have in these containers right now, because what I was doing for the longest time for my pieces was I was pulling out the floss bags, putting them on rings, and I have 3 rings upstairs in a tub, in a plastic tub, sitting next to my stitchy chair. And any piece that needed a color, I would pull that color and add it to the 3 main floss rings. So I have 3 main floss rings that pretty much have every single color I am using in a kit. So if I needed to travel with a kit, I'd need to take that big tub of floss that I'd only need a certain number of colors for each kit. I need to take that huge big tub of floss, because I was just using each ring. You know, I'd pull a kit and then stitch with those 3 huge rings of floss with every kit. So I needed to take my floss everywhere I went if I was traveling with my stitching. So earlier this month, or late last month, when I started working on my Heaven and Earth designs, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start creating flash drops for the colors for each project. That way I can put the flosses for each project in with that project, And that way all I had to do is grab the bag with the project in it and go, because I'd have all the flosses I need to stitch it. Brilliant! I know, I was doing that before, but I also, before, didn't know how many flosses that I had of each color. So sometimes I'd go buy 5, not knowing I had 15 back at home. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking for different storage other than this, because I have like 6 or 7 of these shoebox things, and while they're nice, I'm getting kind of tired of having 6 or 7 shoe boxes to dig through to pick the colors that I need. So I'm looking for something a little more compact, and I think I've found the solution when I finally pick one up to try it out and put my flosses away to keep them a little better organized, and to put all my floss in storage like this, and then just pick out the skeins or the number of sections that I need for each kit to kit them up separately, so I can just grab a kit and go instead of grabbing all my floss to go. Essentially, I will be showing you that. But this is how I store my floss now. It's in floss away bags like this, in color number order. Notice I said color number order. But yeah, they're just in these tubs. I have a lot of white. I got this from somebody. It's just a huge bag of white. Yeah, so there's that. There's that. Yeah. One of the other things, so really quick, so I'm in the process of trying to figure out my main storage for that, and also to get that. So I'm not doing Sampler September, and you saw all my pieces going forward. So anyway, let me show you one of the things. So this is my Princess and the Pea that I'm not digging out to show you, but this is also the GaRon Mini, Ronnie's birthday bag. So this is all the floss for Princess and the Pea. So you see what I'm doing? I'm putting some of them on floss rings. So this is all the floss colors that are called for in Princess of the Pea. So now I have this kit completely ready to go, so I can just grab and go. So I've put this in the Notions bag that matches the big GaRon bag. So this is all the floss for Princess and the Pea. So now I can take the kit with me wherever I go, and I have all the floss I need to do Princess and the Pea. So this is Princess and the Pea, and it's all ready to go with all the floss in it. So that is what I'm hoping to do with all of my whips. Now, you'll see that some of them I've kitted up, much like the seahorses. I kitted up using the floss away bags. So some of them I'm going to keep using floss away bags, but you'll also notice that some of the bags are labeled with the DMC number. Whoops. So some of the bags have the DMC number labeled. Okay. And others just have the DMC in the bag without it. The DMC that's in the bag without the number matched means that I took this skein of floss out of the main bag. So this is the main bag for this color, DMC 17, which was one of the new colors from 2017. This is the main bag. It's only in this kit. So what I'm going to do is take out all these main bags out of all the places that I've put them. I'm going to take all these main bags out, put them in my main storage, back in my main storage, and then just start kitting up my pieces as I go along and work on them, because I need to get all my main bags together, and then I'm just gonna kit up from my main bags. That way I can kind of tell how many I need. I can write down what I need. I'm using Xstitch, which is an app on Android. I think it's also on iOS. iOS has more updates, but it's the Xstitch app. And in Xstitch, so when you go in here, you can keep track of your progress, your charts and kits, your threads, your linen. You can make a shopping list and whatnot. So like in threads, it has the listing of all the different types of threads. There's thousands of threads in here. I don't think they've added Mo's sale. They need to. Yeah, no, they don't have Mo's sale in here. They don't have some of the hand dyes, but like so I can go into DMC and 17. So it says I only have 2 on hand. There's like 3 or 4 in the baggie. Actually, there's 2 in the baggie. So I'll need to pull one out and put this in my thing. So you can also put in here under notes like where your thread is, what kit or what pattern it's used for. So I've got to go through my ones that are kitted up and just kind of rearrange some stuff and only get the floss I need for that particular pattern out of here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 bags that I need to pull out of here. So when I get to stitching on this in September, I'm going to be kind of reorganizing my floss. Sorry about that, you guys. And just doing some stuff with my main floss storage. So I keep all my floss in floss away bags by color number. For Weeks, Dye Works, and all that, they still go in floss away bags, but they're sorted by alphabetical name, color name. So yeah, that is what I'm doing with my kits. That way I can just grab a kit and go. I think it'll be a much easier thing than just sitting there, because for a while I thought, you know, I'm just going to work on my pieces sitting in my stitchy chair, and sitting next to my stitchy chair I can have a tub with all the colors that are needed for every single project I have going, and it's easy to sit there and do that. But I can't just pick up a piece now and go, because I don't have all the floss pulled for it. So I can't just, you know, grab a project like this and go. This one has all the threads in it, but I just still need to cull the main storage bags. So that is one of the things I'm kind of in the process of doing. All right, so I was talking about September of the Sea. Not doing Sampler September. For Semi-Sane, my focus is going to be the seahorses. Magazine Monthly Challenge Group, we are doing, they are doing an event this month called ABC Ingo. Let me get to it. There we go. So they picked 25 of the 26 letters. 25 of the 26 letters. S is missing. There's no S for this month. So you have 25 of the letters. Here are my projects that I picked out. Most of them are the Saltwater September patterns on here that I put on here. This is for Magazine Monthly Challenge. Then we have a bingo board. So each night for the next day, they will pick a letter, and the next day you're supposed to stitch 100 stitches or 1 hour on that project. So that's for Magazine Monthly Challenge Group. Now the whole purpose of the Magazine Monthly Challenge Group is to work on magazine pieces. But I have some magazine pieces in here. A couple of the magazine pieces that I'm going to be stitching on, which are in my Pumpkin Spice Latte book, project bag. This one comes out of Cross Stitch and Needlework from September of 2012. This is the Bewitching Owl. I started this, I believe, last year, and you can see I've got the thread drops for this pattern all ready to go. I just have to put the flosses on them. This is where I was for Bewitching Owl. This is just a black even weave that I had in my stash. I think I got this at like Hobby Lobby or Joann's or Michael's. So where I am on the pattern. I've gotten a good majority of the moon done and the top of the owl's head. So the red is the top of the owl's head, and then a good majority of the moon. So that is my focus piece for semi-sane stitchers. Again, it's Bewitching Owl. For AB Singo, he's on here a couple of times. Like I'm doing him for B, Bewitching Owl. I'm doing him for G for gourds because he's got pumpkins at the bottom. They're gourds of sort. So I think he's on here. Oh, he's also on here for Y, for yellow, because there is yellow, lots of yellow in this piece. So there's that. And then a piece that I was supposed to work on this month, this was for the Magazine Monthly Challenge. The whole premise with the Magazine Monthly Challenge group was they started with a theme every month. They have a theme every month. And I'll show you September's theme soon, but they have a theme every month and an acrostic every month. Your whole goal with the theme is to work on a magazine project. That's why it's called Monthly Magazine Challenge, or Magazine Monthly Challenge Group. So this was one that I was going to work on. I haven't finished it yet. This was a piece of white even weave that I hand dyed myself using brown Rit dye in a pickle jar. I'm calling this Charleston Chew because it kind of reminds me of a Charleston Chew thing. But that is where I got on the Sleepy Owls. I will show you the picture again, maybe. Here we go. So it is this owl here. He's kind of in the middle. So I have the tree branch, the other two owls, the maple leaf, and the moon to do. So this is a part of my Magazine Monthly Challenge that I'd like to work on. But I had a goal of trying to finish it this month, and I haven't even started it. This one calls for Presencia floss. Presencia is, I think, an Italian floss. So I have all the Presencia floss in here that I need. Again, this is the main baggies because I wrote the name and color, the type and color with a Sharpie marker on the baggies. So these are the main bags. So once I'm done stitching this, these main bags will go into my stash. And this is the only, well, it's not the only Presencia floss I have, but it's the main majority of the Presencia floss that I have. So Sleepy Owls, whoops, Sleepy Owls and Bewitching Owl are a couple of the magazine pieces I'm working on. And these are being kept in the pumpkin spice latte bag that I got from Goose Designs. So all this stuff will go up next to my stitchy chair for this month, for the month of September. So, and just to show you, everything fits just nicely. 2 kits. See, once I get the floss for these kits in here, I can just pick this bag up and carry it with me, go somewhere with it. So that's what I'm hoping to do with everything that I just showed you. All right, so we have that, AB Singo. The theme for September. The theme for September is fun and games. I spent a little bit of time tonight writing it down. So fun and games. So the whole goal for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group is, for the theme, they'd like you to pick a magazine thing. So I put Bewitching Owl because he's fun and, you know, he's gamey. He's gamey, I guess. So fun and games. I know that's not the type of fun and games that they run, but the acrostic is ABCINGO, ABCingo, since they're doing ABCingo or ABCingo this month. So, and those are the projects that I picked. Amid Amish Life. It comes in a leaflet, and it was also published in a magazine. I have the magazine version, so Amid Amish Life's a magazine thing. Bewitching Owl's on here twice, once for B and once for G. I basically took my ABCingo board and matched it up to here. Sleepy Owls is on here also for the O. You'll see N is nautical. Saltwater Scrapbook. It's going to be a new start. I haven't started it yet. Iridescent Floss is in Hidden Harbor. So I'm going to be doing that. C is Colorful Bunny. So yeah, the acrostic, my acrostics tend to be a mix of magazines and non-magazine releases. So some months the acrostic is all non-magazine and the theme is just the only magazine piece I have focused, but that is Magazine Monthly. So we have ABCingo, and then the Magazine Monthly. Okay, so that is the focus for that. Okay. Full coverage fanatics. Oh, one of the other things. Magazine Monthly Challenge was started last August. It started last August, and it was originally going to end. It was only going to go August to July, or August to August. It was going to go through the month of August this year. They decided to keep it going because everybody's having fun with it. So they released their yearly themes from September to December 2022. So here are their themes from September this year to December 2022. Okay. Full Coverage Fanatics also announced their themes for 2022. They're doing Whips and Wonders Challenge. They're visiting 20 wonders of the world. So they're doing like the pyramids at Giza, Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, the Temple of Artemis, the Statue of Zeus in Olympia, Colossus of Rhodes, that kind of thing, you know. They're traveling to whips and wonder. They're traveling to the wonders of the world using your whips. So you're going to stitch on you're going to stitch 5,000 stitches for each of the wonders. So there's 20 wonders, so you're 5,000 stitches, you're going to stitch 100,000 stitches next year for Full Coverage Fanatics. So this is all in full coverage. So they have that for next year. That's called Whips and Wonders. Then they're going to do Eras in History Challenge. It's a year-long non-counting event. Who want to do a theme but would prefer not to count stitches. They have the themes all picked out from January to December. I haven't actually written them down. Also, Full Coverage Fanatics does this thing every year where they take the year and they stitch that number of thousands of stitches in their full coverage pieces. So 2021 is 21,000 stitches in 2021. So next year, obviously, in 2022 is 22,000 stitches in 2022. On one full coverage cross stitch piece. So if you're doing tent for Full Coverage Fanatics, if you're doing tent, which most of mine are, you have to do 44,000 because each tent stitch is only half a stitch. So they're also doing a monthly weekend scavenger hunt. So Full Coverage Fanatics has their 2022 challenges out. Again, I said I wasn't doing the 100 Days of Hade, so there's that. So I get to start sort of planning for next year and everything like that. So Magical Stitches, I haven't really been following along with Magical Stitches because I've been focusing on Crystal Academy. And there's also quite a few brand new Facebook challenge groups that are out there, even some challenge groups that I don't know about. I am trying to compile a list of all the Facebook challenge groups and all the stitch along groups and all the fans of certain designer groups that are out there on Facebook and not on Facebook. So if you know of any that you think I might be interested in learning about or adding to my list, let me know. My list is getting pretty long. There's probably a couple hundred, well, not a couple hundred, there's over 100, I'm guessing over 100 Facebook groups on my list right now that are challenge based or stitch along based or fans of based. And I'm trying to get a listing of all the stitch along groups or the challenge groups that you can join on Facebook. Because they're Semi-Sane, Magazine Monthly Challenge, Full Coverage Fanatics, Magical Stitches, Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, Survival of the Stitchiest, 30-day Daily 30 Challenge Group, all kinds of other, there's many more out there. And there's some new ones that I came across in the last couple of weeks that I kind of wanted to point your way. One of them is called Handcrafted Pioneer. It is basically you're settling the West. So like I think right now they're in the process of building wells. So I joined the group, but I haven't started participating in that group yet. Another one is Pirates Ahoy, and when you sign up for the challenge group, basically you can pick a ship, and you'll have a kind of a position on the ship, like a title of your position on the ship, and you can do certain things within that, and you can stitch for supplies and do all kinds of stuff. And I think they're probably going to do something like, you know, you could board ships because you're pirates ahoy, you know, and you can go travel to places, and you know, so you do that through stitching. So another one is called Stitching Around the World. It is a team-based group where you're on a team, and you're building different locations or different cities or different things around the world. So I don't remember which city that they're in currently, but for the Pirates Ahoy, you join a ship and you have a job, and that job gives you, you know, different actions and stuff, that duties and stuff that you can do and use to participate in challenges and stuff. So there's also Cross Stitch Around Australia. That one tends to be as self-paced. So basically, you know, you kind of fly from where you are into a major city in Australia that has, you know, international travel. So you would stitch the number of kilometers that it takes you to fly there, and then once you fly into that city, you can travel around Australia stitching the kilometers from place to place to place to place to place. So that is called Cross Stitch Around Australia. And then there's the Amazing Stitching Explorers. They're currently exploring Scotland. So this group started in early August. So that's called the Amazing Stitching Explorers. So you can join a kind of a group, and you can join a little team and then just kind of stitch your way around various places. So those are just some examples of some new challenge groups that I have come across. There are many more out there. Let's see. So some of the ones that you may have heard of. One of them was Stitch Mania. Wasn't really a challenge group per se, but anyway, there's Crystal Academy, which is one of the ones that I've been active in recently. Magical Stitches, Whip Go, which, you know, this is kind of a challenge group. Whip Go. Enchanted Stitching Challenges, Mythological Stitchers Challenge, Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, Stitchy Quest to Destroy the One Ring, Virtual Stitchers. They don't really have a lot of challenges, but they have them. Full Coverage Fanatics, Semi-Sane Stitchers, which is a really popular one. They do monthly events and stuff. You have to do several events over the course of a couple of months to remain active. There is 24 Hours of Cross Stitch. I don't have the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch theme or acrostic for September yet. That will probably be out the 31st. Stitch Talk Haid Challenges, which is the one that's doing the 100 Days of Haid. Magazine Monthly Challenge. Stitching 911. There's one called Dragon Lore, or there was one called Dragon Lore, a cross-stitching game. I don't think it's out there anymore. There's Witchy Stitcher, Stitch Witch Hollow, Cross Stitch Frog Busters, Cross Stitch Finish Line, the free Cross Stitch Challenge, which is where the which is the free FREE, capital FRE, which is where the Stitchy mission comes from Creatively Crafting. You can find that in the free Cross Stitch Challenge group. The Stitchy mission, they'll give you a stitch count that you have to, a stitch count goal that you have to complete. I happen to complete the one for August. I've done almost 6,800 stitches. The goal was 5,400. They'll give you a Stitcho thing, which has different types of prompts. They'll give you a whip go, which you put in some of the pieces you work on, and every time you stitch a section on that piece, you mark off an X. And then they give you points. So they give you points for getting different things over the month that you can win. And they'll put you in a prize drawing. August prize, they have 3 months half price as a Stitchy. So Creatively Crafting has a Stitchy program that you can sign up to be a part of. And so the amount of points that you get for their Stitchy mission will put you in the running for winning their prize. Their prize changes every month. So that is that. That goes under here. So that is the free Cross Stitch Challenge group. Supernatural Stitches. Cunning Cross Stitch group. They have stitch alongs. Cross Stitch stitch alongs. 12 Days of Heaven and Earth Designs. The Stitching Book Club. Dynasty of Dragons, a cross-stitch RPG, which is basically you have a character and you roll dice and you stitch and you kill things and you get things and everything like that. Whipocalypse Cell, let's see, 1 strand a night, which means you stitch 1 strand every night. The Stitchagon Trail, which is based on the Oregon Trail game, so you have the Stitchagon Trail. Cross Stitch Camp just is ending this month. Let's see. The Daily X Stitch Club, which is different than the Daily 30. So the Daily X Stitch Club, your goal is to stitch every day. Survival of the Stitchiest. Handcrafted Pioneer, I've already mentioned. Supernatural Stitches. Cross Stitch Challenge 100K in 100 Days group, which kind of goes along with the Stitch Talk Hey 100 Days Challenge. But this one, you're hoping to do 1,000 stitches a day. It's like to stretch yourself. So it's 100,000 stitches in 100 days, or 1,000 stitches a day. Amazing Stitching Explorers. Stitching Around the World. Cross Stitchers Unite, I think, is a challenge group. Ultimate Cross Stitch Group. Pirates Ahoy. So You Think You Can Stitch. The Stitching Dead. Cross Stitch Around Australia. Cross Stitchers Unite. So one of the other things that I kind of wanted to bring up too, there was a diamond painting event that was started by a couple of people a couple of years ago that grew and grew. It was called Drills and Chills. So they normally started it in the month of October. So you would stitch a fall or Halloween or scary piece, something that was kind of related to fall or Halloween, in the month of October, and your whole goal was to start it October 1st or around October 1st and finish it by the 31st. post your progress, show pictures, and then you'd be entered in drawings and prizes for drills and chills. Drills are the little diamond painting resin pieces that you attach to your diamond paintings. So it used to be only diamond paintings. This year, however, Drills and Chills 2021, they are also taking some other crafts. Cross stitch is one of them. I will not be doing a cross stitch piece, but I do diamond painting, and I have 2 fall pieces that I got last year that I am probably going to be using for Drills and Chills starting September 1st. One of them is a pumpkin. It has to do with pumpkin spice. So it has pumpkins on it. It's black. It says pumpkin spice is really nice or something like that. And then the other one is a mystery diamond painting where you don't know what the pattern is, but I can kind of tell just by looking at the diamond painting canvas that it has to do with pumpkins, and also based on the color of the drills. It has to do with pumpkins, so that one is a little smaller than my pumpkin spice one that I was going to use originally. So I'm probably participating in Drills and Chills 2021 with a diamond painting. So Drills and Chills 2021, it's called a diamond painting and crafting community event, but basically it starts September 1st and goes until October 31st. So they're giving you 2 months this time, and they're also including additional crafts. So you can do cross stitch. I think there's some other ones that you can do too. But I'm not doing a cross stitch piece for Drills and Chills, but I am planning on doing a diamond painting because it's been a little bit since I've diamond painted, and I have 2 diamond paintings that I was really hoping to work on, but it has to be fall and it has to be a new start. So I've already started them. I'm well over halfway done with one of them and about probably a third of the way done with the other one. So I'll have to start a new one on September 1st or after September 1st for Drills and Chills. So I think I'm going to do the smallest mystery diamond painting that I know is for fall and do that one like I did for last year. So anyway, there's Drills and Chills. So yeah, I'm just looking for new challenge groups. If you know of any out there that I haven't mentioned, please let me know down below, and I would love to add them to my list. So I apologize for this being so long, but it was an update and I kind of needed to talk to you about stuff. So sorry about it being so long. Not so sorry really, and hope you've gotten a lot out of this. I am still kind of in the planning for September. This is my stitchy planning attempts for September, so I don't have a whole lot written in here yet for September. I got some of the main events in here so far, like Crystal Academy that I'm going to be focusing on, the classes and whatnot. Oh goodness, International Hermit and Stitch Weekend. That is a weekend that they focus on stitching for the weekend. Basically, your whole goal is to get comfortable and stitch all weekend. That's coming up September 16th through the 19th. I'll have to look. A Whip Go weekend for Whip Go, where you focus on your Whip Go pieces, is the 10th through the 12th of September. My husband and I and my mom will be going to the Origins board game convention at the end of September. It starts September 30th and goes until the 2nd or 3rd of October. So it's that whole weekend. Starting September 30th. My husband and I are working the boardroom at the Origins game convention. There's normally over 10,000 people. Last year's was canceled. It's normally held in June, but it was pushed back to October this year because in June we were still not really doing much of anything. So we'll be going to that at the end of this month. So that'll be fun. We haven't been since 2019, and it's loads of fun. My husband and I are avid board gamers. We love board games, and we're looking forward to seeing some old friends that we haven't seen since the whole pandemic thing started. So we're looking forward to that. Just looking forward to getting out for a while. We're going to be tired. I don't know if I'll do any stitching that first weekend in October, but we shall see. So yeah, I'll be doing some of the stuff and some of the things and meeting up with people. I'm really hoping to get some stitching done and to meet with some friends. I'd really like to, Mom and I would actually really like to get a stitching crafting group started here in our little community. A board game group kind of got started here in our little community. We have a community association. So our little community, we started a board game group, kind of. It's very informal right now. We've had one meeting where we got together and a bunch of us played board games. That was a lot of fun. Hoping to do the same thing with crafts. So we all get together once or twice a month, maybe even more often than that, and get together and stitch and do crafts and do some outreach. There's some outreach programs that I'd really like to get involved with. Also, in the month of September, handbells are getting started back up at church. I play handbells in the handbell choir at my church, and we're starting back up practices on September 9th. So that'll be fun. I haven't seen my bell choir director in a little bit. She moved to the south. She moved south out of town, so she's a little farther away. She's a good friend of mine, and she's into crafts too. So looking forward to getting together with her and just getting back into more of a lifestyle. Unfortunately, I don't know what the future looks for Ohio because our Delta variant pandemic cases are on the rise. We've had 2 days this week where our brand new cases in 24-hour counts were up over 5,000. They haven't been that high since sometime in 2020. Yeah, they were about 2,000 to 3,000 January, February. March they started going down. April they started going down. June or July they were in the 200s. You know, 200 to 300, 400s. Now they're kind of rapidly approaching over 5,000 every day. When, you know, a couple months ago they were only 200 or 300 every day. So I don't know if we're facing any kind of lockdowns or restrictions coming. Right now, places are going back to requiring masks. Please mask up. Don't be one of them. Don't be that person. Mask the heck up. And get vaccinated. If you're not going to get vaccinated, at least mask the heck up. Please. I'm vaccinated. I'm fully vaccinated, and I also still mask. Because I don't want to get sick. And being higher risk, I can get sicker because of it. So, mask up, get vaccinated. If you're not going to get vaccinated, mask the hell up. Alright, anyway, so that's everything I got for you. And I don't know, because this month is going to be crazy busy and lots of things going on, I don't know exactly when my next update's going to be for you, but I will hopefully be here in 2 weeks or so to give you some updates. I might have some Floss Storage updates. I'm probably going to have some Stitchy progress updates. I don't know if I'll have any new Needlework Expo haul. I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, keep on keeping on, because that's all we can do, and I'm going to let you guys go. This one's a long one, you guys. This one's over 2 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.